Hey guys, Tiffany here with our new resident face beater slash beauty consultant, Nikwa. Nikwa, say hey.
Hey.
So Nikwa's gonna take over this whole thing and she is going to beat this face flawless, honey.
Today I'm going to show you how to achieve a perfect casual look for work, play, or just walking through the city. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to achieve the look. When I do any look, I always start with primer. It's not necessary, but I like to use it because it helps smooth the foundation out. But first I like to identify my client's skin type because it's very important.
I tend to have really dry skin, especially with the weather the weather change. It's getting cold, so it dries my skin out so much.
See, with dry skin especially, we really want to use primer because what it does is it helps smooth the surface and it makes the foundation appear smoother. What I'm using today is by Smashbox Photo Finish.
How important is the amount of primer that you use on this? Because, you know, I get a little happy with the creams and start putting...
There's a little small dime size or something like that. Okay. And it's not even necessary that you apply it to all over your face.
I'm learning here. I actually just learned how to use makeup about a year ago. And I've never used primer, so.
Wherever it's the driest, that's where you really want to put, your main focus, but do not put too much.
Okay.
For us brown girls, it is very difficult for us to find our perfect shade. Most of the time we have to mix. But today I'm going to be using Maybelline's Dream Liquid Mousse in Nude Light 4. It fits Tiffany's skin tone perfectly. It plays with her undertones and everything. And Tiffany undertones is mostly red. It has like hints of yellow, but this is perfect for her.
Also, what I do find is that the foundations tend to come off a little greenish. Do you ever have that issue with trying to find?
Green? No. No. I hear a lot of girls either say that it's very ashy looking, which most likely they're not picking a foundation for their undertone. Right. But never green. But if you are, having a problem with and you're picking up green, most likely you're not finding a foundation that plays to your undertone. Also, I'm using a Real Techniques sponge, and it's slightly damp for an airbrush effect.
Foundation is more like a base, right? So you make sure you're dishing it out evenly to the entire face, the neck even, I believe.
Yeah, you can take it down to the neck, yeah.
Okay.
But with this method, with this sponge and it being slightly damp, you won't have to apply as much foundation. Well, you'll find that you don't have to apply as much foundation as you probably have been in the past. With this step, I'm going to be applying a concealer. The purpose of concealer is to make us look more awake, to bring light to the center of our face. You don't have to go dramatic and have it be too light because this is just a regular, casual, everyday look. But you do with concealer, you want it to be 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation. And I like to apply it in a triangle underneath the eye. It makes it more prominent.
So I hear that people usually apply concealer before. Is there like a hard rule that you only apply it after you do your foundation? What do you?
To make the most of it, I would say apply it after the foundation. With liquids and creams, it is very essential that you set it. Otherwise, it will crease up, and you don't want that. A lot of dark-skinned girls, they've fallen in love with the whole concept of banana powder. It's not for all of us. It's too light. When you put on a powder that's too light, it defeats the whole purpose, basically, because it makes you look ashy. It takes away from the whole look. It's not good. All right, our next step is bronzer. Now, the sole purpose of bronzer is to warm up the skin. It's important that you pick the right shade of bronzer. You want it to be 1 to 2 shades darker than the skin tone, because anything darker than that would make it look artificial. But we dark-skinned women, we don't use it to contour. We use it to shape the face, but not necessarily contour. Well, I'll go in more depth with that in another video. Another one that's good for dark skin tones is Queen Collection CoverGirl. So that's what, so that's what I'm gonna be using today.
I'm trying to go hit up a store right after I get out of this video.
You really want to hit underneath the cheekbones. Sometimes if it's hard for you to do that, you can do the fish face. But with your contour, you have to be aware. Like I always advise people never go too close to the mouth. It cuts the face in half, and what it does, it makes the top look real heavy, and it just is not appealing at all. So I mostly like to do it right there, stop about where the eye is, and then just give it a natural lift. Okay, this step we're gonna do eyebrows, which very, very important, and so many people get them wrong. We're gonna do a video with this more in depth, but I'm just gonna cover the bases right now. This should be the head of the brow on the outside of the nose. This is the arch, and the end of the brow should match up with the outside of the eye. Right now, I'm just using a pencil to just do the outline and shape of the brow. Now you can really see the difference now. The face is really starting to take shape with the arch and everything, as opposed to the before. Before, after, before. Now, even though it's a everyday casual look, you can put on a little bit of eyeshadow just to bring attention to the eyes. Nothing wrong with that. So before I do every eye look, I always use primer. It doesn't matter which one you use. You just make sure you use primer. It helps it stay on all day, and it also makes it go on smoother.
So I have like my eyes are not like everyone else's. I don't tend to have the crease that everyone has, and I'm sure you see. So can you give me pointers on how I should be applying my eyeshadow?
Sure.
On my shape of eye.
It's just the eyes just small. That's it. It's not weird or different. I mean, it's not, it's nothing crazy. It's just small. There's some people with hooded eyes. There's some people with small eyes. Some people with big eyes. Some people with deep set eyes. It's just different. You just want to define the eye. Okay, now where you might not have as much, open your eye, mobile lid space, we'll just have to take it, go within the crease to open up the eye even more. Now, different people have different ways of how they apply their eyeshadow, what they do first, what they do last, and stuff. There's nothing right or wrong. It's just about how you do it. Right now, I'm using a gold tone. But it's so sheer, you can just put it all over the mobile lid and then blend later. The key to makeup is no harsh lines. Blend, please, Lord, blend. Next step is highlighter. This is not something that's necessary if you don't want to, because some people like a matte face. But I like the natural shine that it gives, especially this one by e.l.f., which is supposed to be a eyeshadow, but again, like I said, in makeup, there's multiple purposes actually. This is called Bark. This is actually the color that I use on the eye. And you just want to dust the tops of the cheek. Very light, very subtle. But when the sun hits it, it's a big difference. Everyone asks me which lip is in season. It's always deep purples, deep reds, just deep shades. Today we're going to be using Cyber and Up the Amp by MAC, and we're going to do an ombre lip. I'm using a lip brush right now. Lip brush is perfect. It's it helps define the lip. Sometimes I use a lip liner, but today I'm not.
With ombre, you start off dark on the outside of the lip and then work your way lighter going in?
Either or.
Okay.
That's it for our quick, simple, easy, everyday casual look. For more tips and tricks, stay tuned to Unfiltered TV. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.